Alright, trying to stay warm. Thought we would do a quick video showing you guys Clayton's FC before it goes back down to him for the run-in process. This car came to us as a rolling body and a supplied engine. Pretty much came with a few other parts that came from America, which didn't fit at all. So we ended up pretty much remaking everything. Start with the hot side and work our way around everything that we've done. So it's got a custom T4 twin scroll, twin gate manifold, running a 84/74 turbo. So responsive, like we've had to dial back the E throttle just so it doesn't want to wheel spin everywhere. Like it's probably one of the most responsive rotors we've probably ever built. Cut Bridgeport, 4-inch exhaust. We've made a custom intercooler for it, custom radiator, custom oil cooler. It's running an electric water pump. We've actually mounted the electric water pump down in the corner there so you can't see it in the engine bay because there was actually no room to put it in the engine bay. So we run it up on the dyno, made 550 horse on 20 pounder boost, dynoed up perfect. And then we were doing some testing with it and it just started getting smokier and smokier and smokier. And obviously the motor that came to us was unknown and the oil control seals decided to let go. Then sent the motor up to Mark. Mark's built us a brand new engine for it. So it's Series 5 plates, new housings. I can't remember what else we replaced in that motor, but it's really, really healthy now. Runs great oil pressure. Yeah, so a few things that we've done. We've made a custom catch can for the FC, so these will be available soon. I'll try to get them up this week on the webpage. We now have a custom oil filler neck. You've already seen our FD ones. We've made one that runs the Preston -16 fitting now with our custom Vinny Fab AN fittings. And then we've got a baffled neck off that as well. So you can run them on FD, FC, old school, new school, whatever you want to run them on. They just need the Preston adapter, which we sell as well. Runs a radium fuel rail set, the East Coast rotary, lower intake manifold running 4 secondary injectors, 2 primary injectors. Pretty much full rewire of the whole car. We wanted to try and make this car look sleeper as, so you pretty much look at it and it looks like a standard RX-7, but when you get next to it and line it up, it just, you're like, what the heck's going on with this car? Try to put some grippy tyres on the factory wheels. Definitely hooks up a lot better than what it used to. But yeah, we'll go through and we'll show you all of the good stuff, put it on the hoist so we can put it in the air, show you the exhaust, all the new parts that we do for the FC. So let's get into it. As you can see, there's not much stock FC under here anymore. I guess we'll just start from the corner and work our way back. So we've mounted the Davies Craig electric water pump up in the corner here. We've had to mount a -4 bleed valve to go to the top of the radiator just so that the water pump doesn't get airlocked because it is higher than the pickup point. So both the lines come off the bottom of the pump. So now it's got a bleed port at the top. Made a custom intercooler for it, which are available on our webpage. So these are a bolt-on item. I'm pretty sure we're one of the only places in the world that actually do a bolt-on intercooler for the FC. We've designed this so that you can run both intercooler pipes on either side of the radiator. We actually do have a design for the radiator as well if anyone wants a radiator as well. Same with the oil cooler. Oil cooler is primo, keeps it at operating temps. Don't have to have any fans on it. It actually works really, really well. Mounts all on the factory location. And then we go to the turbo setup. So we're running twin gate. So custom came to us. It already had a manifold from the States, like I said, twin gate and the turbo already. So we've reused the turbo and the twin gate. Twin gate FC is, there's a lot going on to get everything out. We've had to definitely use our noggins to be able to figure out how to get everything out. As you can see, we're running twin plumb backs, so it's going back into the downpipe. It's all nicely mounted, and then towards the back we've had to transition it from a round to an oval exhaust so that it doesn't sag too much underneath the rear subframe. Gives it heaps of clearance off the road. We're running AES mufflers on this one, centre resonator and a rear muffler, just so we can keep it sounding pretty close to stock. It is a little bit louder and you've got a little bit of a brat, but it sounds really, really nice. And then we've run all our custom fuel lines, so it's running the stock hard lines, just with AN lines either side with an in-tank surge tank. And then these are our power steering lines. they're running down the side here as well. Running electric power steering in the boot, because we're not running the water pump housing anymore to mount the power steering pump on. Then we've got Partshop Max, new arms in the rear so we can square the wheels out. Cambered up heaps when we put the BC Golds in there and lowered it down. TSDs. And then we've got the water Meth pump mounted under the back here. I'll show you in a second how we've mounted everything in the boot to try hide everything. So when you look at this car, it looks completely stock inside boot. Everything looks stock until you put the bonnet or look in the boot. The rebuilt gearbox, we rebuilt the gearbox for it. We've put one of the adapters on it so it runs from the mechanical to electronic speedo calibration for the Haltech dash. What else have we got going on here? We've got one AIGN coils mounted up in the side here, out of the way, nice and hidden. Solid mount, engine mounts, HDI clamps. Like, this thing's got a lot of stuff going on under here. Alright, we wanted to try and make this thing look stock as a rock, so had the job of trying to fit the battery, electric power steering, water Meth tank, everything in the back. So we've come up with this solution. So we've mounted the battery down the bottom there, power steering pump here, we've got the water Meth tank here, we've mounted a rear or the front window sprayer tank, we've got the water Meth controller under here as well. We've put a couple jump studs here as well because the battery's down the bottom there, so you can just jump start it off those. Also wired in a charging port, so when it's parked up we can just put the charger on it, the trickle charger on it. It's all nicely hidden behind this so you don't actually see any of it. Alright, so we've wired in a Haltech Elite 1500, so custom mounting of the ECU mounted down here. All the wiring was done by Get Connected by Jono. Pretty much a full rewire of the whole car. Most of the wiring was not up to scratch. So Jono's pretty much made a DR25 loom and then rewired everything else into the car as well. So the only thing that's not stock on this car when you look at it is the dash. We decided to put an IC7 dash in it just because it meant we didn't have to put any external gauges or anything like that. Especially with these high performance engines, it's good to have control over everything, like your oil pressure, oil temp, fuel pressure, water temp. So it's good to have everything all there on the IC7. We've customised it so that it's running the speed sensor from the gearbox, so we have Ks per hour on the dash, obviously revs. We've even put his factory Ks from his old dash onto this, so they still count the same. It's got Lambda in it, like it's just, oh, it's so good. Haltech, you guys do some wicked products. We also put a keypad in here, so we've custom 3D printed a container here so that it mounts the keypad. Didn't really want to put it in here and remove any of the factory stuff, so we've 3D printed this little unit here, so if anyone wants a little keypad holder for the FC, we do have a file so we can print more of these off. But it's pretty much all set up, so he just turns the key and drives. When he does come back and we do the high boost tune, then obviously the boost will be controlled through there, so we have a few different boost settings. We have like a high and low boost on pump fuel and then a high boost on water Meth, but yeah, at the moment he doesn't really need to control any of that. He does have the option though to turn the water pump on manually, the fan on manually, and the power steering pump and the fuel pumps. So it means that if he's pushing the car around and doesn't want to get it running, he can just turn the power steering pump on, and it's not heavy on the steering. If he wants to bleed the coolant for any reason, he can turn the water pump on. And then if he comes off and the car's hot from racing it around, he can also keep the water pump going and the fan going. So it's pretty cool technology that you can do with these cars these days. Alright, so on the run-in tune, made 440 horse on 12 pounds. Super responsive, sounds so good, thanks to Mark at Revolution. So Mark's done the engine and the tuning for us. He's the only one that we trust tuning these rotaries for us. It's always a proven package. We've never had any issues. We've done about 30 cars now with Mark, and it just goes stress-free every time. There's obviously a few little teething issues along the way, but yeah, if any of you guys are up north and you want someone to look at your rotor, Mark is definitely the man to help you out on that boat. But yeah, made 440 horse, 12 pounds. The goal when we get it back from run-in period, we'll add some water Meth and hoping around the 600 mark. It made 550 last time on 20 pound of boost, and obviously the oil seal started giving way, so keen to push what this new motor does with heaps of compression. Yeah, look forward to showing you guys what it does when it comes back.